Hey, it's Martin. Let's grill some pizza. All right, so let's make this grilled pizza. I've already made the dough, and the dough that I've made today is our Neapolitan-Style, which is on the back of this great bag of 00 flour. You can follow the recipe here. You can also adapt the methods that I'm showing you for any of the other recipes that are on the website. Really what we're here to look at today is how to make great pizza using great flour and also great cheese. Today we've got all of our cheese provided by BelGioioso. I'm using some of their burrata, which is like a mozzarella that is stuffed with curds. And then I also have some of their grana, which is an aged hard cheese. And then I also have their sliced fresh mozz. So let's shape the pizza. This dough was mixed yesterday. It proofed overnight. And then this morning I divided it into rounds and allowed it to rest. So it's at that stage where it's going to shape really easily. If you're going to shape your dough and it doesn't stretch this easily, you may not have waited long enough. So it really needs some time after the sort of divide and round before you try and stretch it. And you're going to see this dough should stretch really pretty easily. First thing I do is I press from the center out. And if you like a rolling pin, you can use a rolling pin. That's no big deal. I like a puffier edge crust, so I'm going to use my fingers. I'm going to avoid the sort of edge crust here. And I'm just going to press until I'm close to the size that I want. And then once I'm almost all the way there, I'm going to pick it up and just stretch it a little bit. And you can see it takes almost nothing to stretch this dough. It's a nice, tender dough. 00 flour's sort of main characteristic is its tenderness and also its crispiness when it bakes. And this is a really, really nice flour. Okay. So that's about 10 inches across. It's about 10 inches. I'll get the peel. I'll put a little bit of our semolina flour on there. If you don't have semolina, you could use coarse whole wheat because it has a little bit of bran in it. Bran will keep the dough from sticking. It's almost like we have some ball bearings on here. The semolina is really good though, so I'm going to use the semolina. So I'll put my peel down and just spread your dough out. We're going to bake right on the tines of the grill today. If you're, another option for that is also to just use a baking stone or a baking steel. I keep trying this a bunch of different ways. Lately what I'm doing is I'm giving it some oil on the top side when I load it onto the grill. And it's just sort of setting up a flavor base for the dough. And this is just olive oil with lemon, garlic, and some habanero chilies for a little bit of spice. A little bit of salt in there too. Just a flavored oil. Okay, so do the jiggle. You've got to do the jiggle when you're loading a pizza. You've got to give it that shake. You want to know if it's adhered to your peel before you get over there. So I'm not stuck. It looks good. And I'm just going to load it. And I'm going right onto the tines of the grill. I haven't oiled the grill or anything. If it's a hot grill, it won't stick, or it shouldn't stick. And then I got to close the lid. So most of the baking is done in here with the lid down, and that is because in a grill situation, we really only have bottom heat. We don't really have top heat. And in some ways, that's a little bit of a liability. But if you follow this method, you're going to get a pizza which is crisp on both sides and will be really something that will be great. So this period will take about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. And the grill is running 450 right now, which I think people will generally say that's a little bit on the hot side, but that's what I found works well for this grill. We're about 4 minutes in, and you can see we've got this nice classic like Neapolitan puffy edge crust. And what I'm looking for is just to see that I have some color on the underside, because this is going to become the top of the pizza. And it looks good, so I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to flip it, and this is the side that I'm going to top. And again, when you're not working on the grill, keep the grill closed, right? And So I've got fresh mozz. Grab a couple pieces. I'm putting it on the hot side because I want this cheese to melt some, and because that's so hot, it's going to get it started. I'm going to go ahead and sauce it. And as a general rule, you know, all of your toppings need to be pre-cooked. When you're grilling, you really want to have everything pre-cooked. And as a general rule, I like to reduce my sauce a little bit. So I've got a little thicker sauce than I might have if I'm versus my normal sort of home pizza. I'm going to spread it around a little bit. And I'm going to quickly hit this with a little bit of guarana. And it's going to go back in for about another 4 minutes. And I'm going to switch it to the hot side. Okay, let's see what we got. I think it's pretty much there. I'm looking for some color on the bottom. It should be crisp. Because I oiled that other side, we get that nice crispness. Now, I'm going to finish this with a little bit more flavor. This is that garlic and lemon infused oil. And then I've got another oil, which is just blanched basil with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of olive oil. And this is just going to give it that nice herby hit. So there we are, Neapolitan-style pizza off the grill, King Arthur's 00 flour. We've got the BelGioioso cheese. This is a family-owned business using local cheese and classic Italian cheese-making traditions to make incredible cheese. This thing is so crisp. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. You hear that? Ridiculous. This is like classic Neapolitan pizza structure, right? We want to see these nice open holes. Crisp on the bottom, cheese on top. When that basil oil hits and it's hot, it's like it becomes some sort of like summer perfume. It's ridiculous. Try a bite. I'm a convert. I think when I started messing with this, I was like, grilled pizza, come on. Now I think it's one of my favorite things. So I hope that grilling some pizza gives you some ideas for how to feed your friends or family this summer. Make sure you get out there, do your baking, keep it going. You don't have to have the home oven on. You can bake on the grill. Get yourself some of this 00 flour. The recipe's on the back of the bag. And make sure you pick up some great BelGioioso artisan cheese as well. Cheers.